Hey, awesomes, how's it going? Welcome to week 4. Okay, I know I've got the week 3 overview up here. A couple things I just wanted to make a note. So last week, right, we were reading Wolf, chapters 3 and 4. We primarily focused on chapter 3 last week. I'm going to give a little bit more details about Wolf chapter 4, talking about the importance of task scheduling. I feel like um, most of us, I think, feel pretty confident with the importance of the task schedule. I'll mention it briefly later on, but I also wanted to make sure and draw your attention if you have not, because I know took us a little bit longer to get into teams this past week, and that's okay. That happens sometimes. It's all good. If you and your team have not watched the team charter videos, part 1 and 2, please make sure that you watch those. If you haven't read chapter 3 about the team charter, please read it and take it all in. It's a very short chapter, but a very powerful chapter. And so is chapter 4 for that matter. If we take the extra time this week, if you haven't last week, I know some teams just got put together over the weekend, so I realized that we maybe need a little extra time, and so we're going to take that extra time this week. Get your team organized, charter it up, task schedule, spend the time this week trying to organize amongst yourselves, get your platforms put together, right? Are we using Google Docs and Google Sheets or Google whatever, Google Drive, right? Should we share and stuff that way? Or are we going to use another platform? Are we going to set up a Microsoft Teams? It don't matter to me. Are you going to use something else, right? Um, there's a lot of options out there. So whatever your team feels is the best, the least arduous to use, or whatever, right? How are you going to communicate? Right? How are you going to gauge communication? How are you going to make sure everyone's receiving? Are we doing text messages? Is that the best? Are we doing email? Are we going to do some sort of other thing that connects to everybody's phone and everyone gets a notification when something is said in the group forum or whatever, right? Get that stuff done this week, or work on that this week if you haven't yet. All right. So I just wanted to draw your attention back. If you haven't looked at the team charter, please do. Please do watch those 2 videos. Get a sense of the importance of what's happening there, what the team charter helps us do. So it's really what I want our main focus to be this week. So I'm going to go ahead, since we're right here. I'm going to look at I know we haven't really looked at the Project 1 oral briefing assignment description particularly just yet, except to tease out the details that we needed as far as finding a good topic, right? Which every single group, every single team has done very well at finding a very, very good topic that works for the semester for us. And we'll get into more about the oral briefing later this week. But right now, let's get into really getting our. So I've asked you this week, so I'm just going to highlight this right here, to email me your team's charter and management documents. And I know maybe perhaps you don't know, we haven't looked at specifically yet in class, if you will, what the team management document looks like. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, who is in charge of doing what? Right? Who's the team leader? How are you guys going to communicate? Just going to give me some of the other details. I'll mention it later in the week, but I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory in the team charter. Once you have read Wolf chapter 3, and once you have watched my two-part series video from last week on the team charter, I think you'll get a sense of how to fill out the team charter. But we'll look at those later on in the week just to be on the safe side. I'll review Markel chapters 4 and 5, if not later this week. For next week, start talking about how audience and purpose, specifically for the oral briefing, how we can put that into action, how we can start to use the research that we're doing. It relates to our topic as far as what our purpose is in researching this topic. It should be some sort of problem-solving activity, right? So our purpose should be looking at either offering suggestions or making recommendations to a specific issue within our topic, right? We don't have to maybe necessarily know that just yet, but have some sort of an idea where we're heading within the next week and a half or so. And we'll talk about how audience and purpose helps us think about our presentations and thinking about all those particular items. So then what we'll do is we'll move from that particular aspect over to thinking about then how we're going